moment stepping forward with this conviction. And again, then the invisible listener releases the stranglehold, and no longer that desire to be is no longer this drive. Nirguna, I guess is what it's called, right? Because they have sattva guna, rajaguna, tamaguna, and nirguna is like the nullification of all gunas, which is releasing the stranglehold on the beingness, knowing that there's no strife and struggle. I don't need to perpetuate myself in body form. I am.
And nirguna means without any attributes.
Exactly.
Nirguna. So that which doesn't have a single attribute. And again, as you said, saying about the mantra, doing certain things about it, it's again laying a ground for the seed to sprout.
Yeah, well, Maharaj, as soon as you said that, it came very quickly. Master plants the seed of reality in your selfless self. That's in Selfless Self, the book. It says, Master plants the seed of reality in your selfless self. That's what he's done. Now you have to water it. You have to give it the miracle grow of the bhajans. You have to water it with mantra. You have to tend the soil with knowledge from the master, watching the videos, reading the books. He's planted the seed.
Keep the watch on it.
You have to keep the watch on it and nourish it. Master's planted it. If you don't feed it, you don't water it, then the seed is not going to sprout into the tree. It's not going to become a plant. It's just a seed in a pot. What a waste.
Yeah, that also goes into the Christian story of the man throwing the seed, and some of the seed lands on a rock, some of it lands on the fertile soil, and therefore, because not all the seeds are going to grow into the tree. I think it's the muscle.
Many talks ago I had mentioned about laying ground for it and just waiting. Said that the seed, and you hope you have laid the seed, and you hope the nature gives it a good rainfall, the sun shines on it, and no deer comes and eats it away while you're not looking. So there are a lot of aspects about the seed to sprout, not one. And again, it's a grace for that seed to sprout rightly.
Well, there are things you can, again, Master planted the seed of reality in your selfless self. The things that you yourself, through the form of Maharaj, told you to do is like the instructions. If I give you a plant, I come to your house and I say, hey, this is one very beautiful plant. You just need to water it with this. And in a couple of times a day, you put this vitamin water in. And you make sure that it's in the sun in the morning, but in the evening you take it out of the sun. Make sure it's not too hot and it's not too cold. You've been given the directions. Now, if you think about it and you say, well, he told me to keep the plant in the sun in the morning, but I think it would be better to move it into the afternoon. Or instead of 2 cups of vitamin water or 3 cups, one cup 3 times a day, I think I'll just do it 1 time per day. And instead of keeping it in the really, really cool, maybe it's better if I keep it in my bedroom because I like to see the plant. I know I like to keep it hot in the bedroom, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Then you are not going to have the plant. Master says, do this, do this, do this. These are the instructions. The plant of selfless self, the seed of reality has been planted. The instructions have been given on how to water that seed, care for that seed, so that it grows into the mighty oak tree, the selfless self that you are. So just do that, and don't think about, and don't try to do it any other way. If you needed to do it another way, you wouldn't be on this way, because this is the way. It's like you have a map to the ashram, but you decide to go another way. Well, why? You have the map. You have the directions to the ashram. Don't try to think about it. Don't try to say, oh, well, this way is only 20 minutes, but I think if I go this long way around and I do this, I can save 5 minutes. And then you get lost in like Nashik City or something. And why? You have the directions. Follow the directions. See, the egoistic sense of self does not like to follow directions because it believes it knows. Of course, you have always believed that you know everything that you don't know because you've always been creating a next where there absolutely isn't any. So you've already given your attention to this guy back here who lies for a living, and you feel comfortable with the lies because it's something. But don't let that guy plan and move around and take this. The egoistic sense of self does not like, you do this, do that, do this. It doesn't like to take direction. But you know what? Your selfless self that's giving you the direction wants you to relinquish that egoistic desire of not to do it this way. It's given you the specific directions on how to take care of this seed that's been planted and what it's going to need to grow fully, to grow strong.